This evening, our Board of County Commissioners have approved the Durham County budget for the coming year, and it is our pleasure to hear from key leaders who have worked together to bring us to this point. They each will talk about where we are and where we will be going forward collaboratively. First, I want to introduce our Chair of our Board of Commissioners, Netta Alam. Chair Alam, you will come forward first. After you speak, we will hear from our Chair of our Durham Public Schools Board of Education, Bettina Umstead. And finally, Durham Public Schools Interim Superintendent, Caddy Moore, will round us out. Once she concludes her remarks, we will take questions, and when you ask your questions, if you would please identify yourself and the media agency that you are with when you ask your question. Thank you, and I'll step aside and let them go.
Thank you, Deborah and Gray. Today marks a pivotal moment in the history of Durham County as we come together to celebrate the passage of our $966 million budget that embodies our shared commitment to education, equity, and community welfare. It is an honor to stand before you alongside the Durham Public School Boards of Education and my colleagues on the Durham County Board of Commissioners as we collectively champion the values that define our great county. Before I delve into the specifics of this momentous occasion, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to every single individual who contributed to the success of this endeavor, from our dedicated county employees to the visionary leaders and educators of Durham Public Schools and our leaders at Durham Public Schools Board of Education. Your unwavering dedication and tireless efforts have made today possible. Today's budget and its historic passage was in large part thanks to the leadership of our brilliant county manager, Dr. Kimberly Sowell, our deputy county manager, Claudia Hager, and her team in the county budget department. Their steadfast commitment to service and fiscal stewardship has been nothing short of exemplary, and we're immensely grateful for their diligence and expertise in navigating the complexities of this budget process, especially in the face of unprecedented challenges with revenue. To our esteemed colleagues on the Durham Public School Board of Education, as well as the members of Durham Association Educators, thank you for your unwavering advocacy and steadfast commitment to our students' success. Your leadership and vision have been instrumental in shaping a budget that prioritizes the future of our children and invests in their potential. Together we stand united in our commitment to building a thriving community for our children, and as a mother of 2 future DPS students, nothing could make me more proud. With a total of $208 million in funding for Durham Public Schools and pre-K, $217 million in funding for Durham Public Schools and pre-K programs, we are recognizing that education is the key to unlocking opportunities and building a brighter future for our youth. We are going a step further with a full $966 million budget, including wraparound support for social services, libraries, tax relief, our guaranteed income pilot, and so much more. All critical interventions that secure a brighter future for all Durham's children. As we look ahead, we can all agree this budget is only the beginning. It does not fund every single thing we hoped it would, or even everything Durham County needs and deserves in this moment. Our board is providing half the funding for ECELL hard-to-fill supplements, and we are optimistic about the conversations ahead that we've been having with the Durham Public School Boards to secure the full funding to be able to provide that support to our ECELL positions. And more broadly, we see the budget itself as a first step and a promise to do more, listen better, and act quickly in response to the needs of all of our residents. What better final budget vote for our historic Durham County Board of Commissioners to take than to act on our values together? The inspiration behind each of these values is an unwavering commitment to taking care of all of our residents. And this budget is more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It is a reflection of our shared values and priorities as Durhamites, a living, breathing testament to the power of this community. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you. The Durham Public Schools Board of Education is extremely grateful for this major investment in our public school system. Tonight's vote, taken by the Board of County Commissioners, funds $27.3 million, which equates to over 98% of the Board of Education's budget request. This will increase compensation for our classified and certified employees, supplements for hard-to-staff positions, capital outlay funds, and pre-K funding, all contingent upon the state's biennial budget. This action is representative of our shared commitment to public education, the students and the families that we serve, and our dedicated employees. It further represents the stance we must take in order for public education in Durham to be the best choice for every student. We appreciate the Commissioner's years of strong local funding, continued support, and we look forward to additional collaboration. Our board put forth a bold and ambitious budget in collaboration with Interim Superintendent Caddy Moore. We wholeheartedly approve this visionary budget because we agree that our students and our staff deserve our investment. Our community at large has also demonstrated the same commitment. Advocating for the budget, our students requires voice and active participation. We want to thank the Durham Association of Educators, our community partners, and local organizations, and numerous parents and residents for your contributions to this process. The challenges of this year have greatly impacted our community, our employees, our families, and most importantly, our students. And while this challenge does not define us, the hard lessons we've learned have undoubtedly informed our decision-making processes moving forward. Despite years of states underfunding and what we have endured this year, our work to educate our students and empower students has resulted in steady academic growth in Durham Public Schools. Our district has received national recognition for our post-pandemic student academic recovery. 88.2% of our schools met or exceeded growth. 20 schools are ranked in the top 20% of all schools in the state for academic growth. 10 of our schools are recognized by Magnet Schools of America as schools of distinction or schools of excellence. And our district was also named an AIG Promising District by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. We acknowledge that the many moments throughout each day that may not be captured in those acknowledgments every month and each academic year that go largely unseen when educators spark the curiosity and limitless potential of our young people. These invaluable moments are what the investment of the fiscal resources allows us to continue to support. Commissioners, thank you again. This historic investment represents a path forward for Durham Public Schools as we continue the critical mission of educating and empowering students, preparing them for a life after they graduate from our schools. Tomorrow will begin another round of celebrations and graduations, and we know those students are prepared for what happens next. We look forward to walking our path together to ensure the success of all students in Durham. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm deeply grateful for the action taken by the Durham County Board of Commissioners this evening. This was a significant ask of our commissioners, and I appreciate their consideration and ultimate approval of a budget that will propel our district forward. Their decision to fund $27.3 million of our Board of Education's budget request underscores the advocacy that we have in our community that came from the Durham Association of Educators, our employees, parents, community partners, and countless other individuals who offered voice and support in funding our schools. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, DPS stakeholders, and thank you, Durham community. I also want to emphasize that I've heard the numerous requests this evening about the hope that DPS can take the amount that has been given by the commissioners and seek and find other ways to make sure that we're able to fund everything that was proposed in the board's budget. I am confident that we will be able to do that. I've been working with staff already, and I am confident that we will be able to, barring legislative action, as Chair Umstead said, fully fund everything that was in the proposed budget. This investment symbolizes an unwavering commitment to public education in Durham Public Schools. It is my sincere hope that our state legislature will take note of the historic levels which communities like Durham are investing in public schools and step up to fulfill their role in funding public education. Thank you again.
thank you all. And I just want to take a point of personal privilege. Do you all notice something about all these leaders here?
Say your lesson.
For any of our speakers, please stand, give us your name and the media organization you represent.
Hey, I'm Mary Helen with the News Newspaper. I was hoping that someone could break down how the $27 million will be spent.
Executives,
We're the purse
who's got the numbers?
and the nurse. They the reimbursed, so they can access.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
absolutely.
Here we go. I should have it memorized by now, but I'm not gonna mess up.
And we have it in the handouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the handouts, right.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I read, let me read mine. I'm more, all right, so in that budget request, there is approximately $6.5 million, a little more than that, for actions from the legislature in the biennial budget that already have certified staff increases, raises, classified staff raises, some changes to retirement, FICA, health insurance. That's $6.5 million, a little bit more than that, for things that the legislature has already gotten in their budget. We also requested a local salary supplement increase of $800 per month for every certified staff member. That request, along with the $1.39 million for ESL and EC teachers additional local supplement, is another $4.5 million, a little bit more than that. And then $8.8 million is for the classified salary schedule implementation. And then there are some additional dollars that go to the charter school pass-through. Whenever the school system receives additional local funds, there's a percentage that goes to the charters as well. So about $4.5 million of our request, $4.2 million is the pass-through to charters. We've also asked for about $716,000 for new pre-K programs at Murray-Massenburg Elementary. And then an additional $1.5 million for operational capital type needs, which will actually, with this budget, be $2 million. They are funding, have approved a larger amount than what actually we requested for in that area. And that brings up, that's the whole 27.7, of which 27.3 was approved this evening, and the remainder I am confident that DPS can find through some efficiencies and changes that we're making internally.
This question is really for anyone. Josh Chapin at ABC 11. There are a lot of folks that are, I didn't really hear them afterward, but they're displeased, they're unhappy, they're said that they're going to quit, and they're going to leave DPS with an even larger staffing crisis in the fall. What do you say to all these folks who've been out here, on the front lines and are leaving here disappointed tonight still? Anyone, this question's already waiting.
Yeah, can you share a little bit more what people are sharing they're disappointed in?
Not enough.
Yeah, so I want to acknowledge where people might feel that the ask maybe was not fully funded with the budget vote tonight, but I want to echo what Interim Superintendent Moore said that alludes to us finding the additional resources to fully fund that budget. $8.8 million of that is for classified salary staff, and we want to work towards market rate. That is what's in that proposal. We also have a good portion of that is to increase our certified staff supplements. So the majority of this budget is going towards salaries. So I hope that folks hear that we value them and we want you to stay with Durham Public Schools. We know that our students and families also want you to stay with Durham Public Schools. We've heard that clearly from so many of our families. They want their really great teachers to stay. So if there are additional concerns, please reach out to the Board of Education. We're happy to hear them, but we really would love for you to stay working in our public school system.
Aaron Thomas with WRAL-TV. There's a lot of numbers here, obviously. So just to make sure I have things straight, so is it $217 million going towards DPS or $208 million?
It's 208 million to DPS, and then the additional one, the 217 includes the pre-K funding.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for that clarity. And then I guess kind of going off of Josh's point, obviously, there's an inflation going on, money does not fall out of trees, there are people who may be concerned about tax increases. What do you say about those folks, considering a good chunk of this budget is going towards the school system?
I'd say, this board takes all of that into consideration very seriously. We want to make sure that the impact that we're having on our residents is also reflected in the ways that we're giving back through services and programming. And we're supporting our residents also through the long-term homeowner tax relief program, eviction diversion programs, as well as making sure that we're investing in our youth, because that's investing long-term in Durham County's economic prosperity. When we invest in our children at an early age from birth, we're making sure that their earning potential increases. And that makes sure that Durham long-term can continue to be a vibrant community where everyone can grow, learn, and build their lives.
Any other questions? Well, we certainly want to thank you for your time, and we want to thank all of our leaders for their time. I know it's been a long day, but again, great work has taken place in our community. And if you have questions, just reach out to our communicators at Durham Public Schools or communicators at my office. Thank you again. Have a good evening.